Hello and welcome to yet another beautiful episode of Leaders in Making, known for career coaching, career counseling, and giving a lot of education and awareness to people who follow Leaders in Making, a channel which believes in unleashing your potential. And I, Dr. Sunita Tang, is really very happy because today we have Purnendu Sharma. I'm ensuring that I
No,
spell and
it's
pronounce
good.
his name correctly.
Yeah, you got the tough one right, but it's Purnendu Shekhar.
Okay. Great. I'm not going to repeat it. I don't want to make a mistake. I'm
No
so
issues. No.
happy that Mr. Shekhar came to our eye when we got to know after great hardships, only because of his hard work and consistency to excel in the examination. He got through 3 IIMs. That motivated us to invite him so that he can share his journey, his experience, his exposure, that how he navigated through all that and reached to IIM Calcutta. Am I right, Mr. Shekhar?
Absolutely.
Can you
You're right.
quickly tell us about yourself and your journey for our viewers, please?
Yeah, of course, of course. So I'll start from the beginning actually.
Sure.
I belong to a small city called Ranchi.
Okay.
I hope you know. And
Yes, yes, absolutely.
my father is a retired forest officer. So I
Okay.
have lived all my life in a very remote places where I've been around in near forests and small towns. So, so I completed my schooling from there only, and after that I did my engineering in electrical from Pune University. After that, I did not choose to go into. I mean, there were companies who were mass repeating that time. I did not choose to go into that. I started my own venture of a strawberry farm, fully mechanized strawberry farm in my hometown. So I scaled it to 2.5 acres farm. After 1.5 2 years, I took a plunge and went into a bank. I cleared IBPS clear exam. I got around 200 rank among 10 lakhs plus students. So from there, I worked for 6 years in Canara Bank. After that, I looked my that looked I looked at my career goals and how can I increase my career to a different level. So I took a plunge and I got into IMC for my MBA.
Wonderful. So you have
Yeah,
cleared 3 IIMs. Which test you primarily took to clear your MBA exam and how you prepared for that?
yeah. So basically, I have around 7 years of experience, 7 to 8 years of experience. So it was obvious for me to go for a 1 year MBA because 2 year opportunity cost is too much. And CAT exam happens once a year, and if something goes wrong, again you'll have to wait for 1 year. So it will only the complexities only increase. So there is a test called GMAT. I I mean it's a global test for MBA admissions.
True.
Except India, everywhere admissions happens through GMAT. So I took that test, and I was looking for opportunities outside India also, and within India also. Within India, we have top colleges like IIM, ABC, Lucknow, Indore, Kozhikode, Siller, ITC. So after analysis and discussion with my parents, family, and my friends, I chose to stay in India, and I cleared more than three colleges. However, I chose IIM Calcutta because I come from finance, and I think it is the um, best school, MBA school for finance.
Which were the other 2 IIMs apart from Calcutta?
So, it can only increase complexities. However, I will not to choose. I will choose to not say it. I
That's
haven't
okay.
advised
That's
very
okay.
deeply.
So
Yeah,
you can tell us that, you shared that you opted for IIM Calcutta because of finance.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So can you elaborate on that? I mean, you were coming from experience. That is why you opted for IIM Calcutta, or you were very sure from beginning only that if you want to take up finance, you will target IIM Calcutta only?
No, it was not that sure. However, one thing was in my mind is that uh, I wanted to get into ABC because it is a long-standing. I mean, IIM Calcutta is the oldest management school in India. Right? It was the first management school in India. So, secondly, IIM Calcutta is known for its strong finance, right?
Okay.
And I knew that. So, and third point was that to for 1 year MBA, I mean, many schools are there. I mean, 7, 8 schools are there. However, these top three IIMs are the ones which started
Hmm.
after just after ISB. So, so in that, considering all these things, I definitely was sure to choose IIM Calcutta
Okay.
because it aligns with my career goals, where I
So,
would want to be in next 5, 10 years.
okay. So while you were also working, you shared that you were working for PSU banks and you were there for 6 to 7, 8 years. So were you
Yeah.
preparing simultaneously for GMAT and the other entrances, or you decided at the later stage that, oh, now I have to take admission and now I will start my preparation?
No, it didn't take much of my time. I mean, I prepared for around 6 months for GMAT
Okay.
in starting 2022 January.
Okay. Okay.
So I prepared for 6 months. I mean, I was studying, and I mean, working in a bank gives you a slight edge because day-to-day work is, I mean, you do aptitudes
Sure.
calculations in day-to-day activities. So
Sure.
the quant section was taken care of. I worked for verbal section, and
Okay.
hence in 6 months I was able to get the score I desired.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
for people who are new to GMAT, would you like to elaborate about GMAT syllabus and the sections quickly for them?
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Yeah. So it's been a while, so I've written it down.
Wonderful.
So so for international MBAs, basically it is an international MBA where I mean, just for the clarification, the 2 year MBA comes is categorized under MIM
Hmm.
in international field. It's Master in Management. 1 year MBA is the international MBA, which is ranked in FT ranking. So for this, two tests are there. One is GMAT and second is GRE.
Okay.
So I had given GMAT.
Mm-hmm.
So GMAT, for GMAT you have around 4 sections. I
Okay.
mean, in 2022 there were 4 sections. Some changes are being done. I'm not very
Mhm.
sure about it how it's, but it's not that major changes.
Okay.
It's really small. Yeah.
Mm.
So there were 4 sections. Two were marked and two were not. Two
Mm.
were just assessed, and it was I mean extra to for colleges to assess you,
Mm.
right? So first was quantitative aptitude.
Okay.
So it is just like what we are used to in CAT and different type of exams. So it has 3 sections: arithmetic, geometry, and algebra.
Okay.
Quant
Okay.
section.
Okay.
And verbal is very different from what we give in India. Verbal is
Okay.
very different in the sense that it has 3 sections. First is reading comprehension. Second is critical reasoning. Third is sentence correction.
Okay.
Sentence correction is very similar to, I mean, you have to look at it grammatically and what meaning does it convey.
Mm-hmm.
Reading comprehension and critical reasoning was very, very different for me.
Okay.
So it took really a great time to come into a mindset where I could give that, you know give it a try,
Sure.
because critical reasoning was very different. Reading comprehension, I mean, you really have to get into that. I mean, to get that meaning of that comprehension is very difficult. You have to have a regular reading habit. I mean, to catch phrases, to get into a granular details and look into things.
Hmm.
So, so
Hmm.
yeah, that was the way. Third is IR, which is reasoning
Hmm.
and writing assessment also. So
Okay.
these are not marked, however, these are there. So it can be extra for colleges to assess you, but these are not basically, matlab, does not contribute to your GMAT score. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So, your USP was that you were already doing a lot of quantitative work on daily basis because you were working in a bank. Can you
sure.
give 3 tips, because you said that reading regularly will also help? What other quick tips you can give it to people who are not really doing any kind of work like you did for so many years in quantitative, how they can prepare on that note quickly?
Right. So uh, I think in any career,
Hmm.
whichever way you want to go, first would be reading habit. Develop a reading habit, whatever it is. I
Okay.
mean, I won't add to the cliche, as in read newspapers, read this, that. I mean, whatever you like, read
Okay.
it. It adds to your focus. It adds to your vocab.
Hmm.
It informs you, and you are able to better get the insight out of things, right? So first would be reading habit. Cultivate a reading habit. Uh, Second would be for GMAT exam. You need to have, I mean, endurance level. You need to have that mental endurance to sit down and give a very highly concentrated test for 4 hours.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I mean, for even for a second, you cannot rest.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes a lot of focus and energy. So you have to cultivate that. You have to, I mean, when I was working 12 hours a day, and at the end of the day, most of my energy was drained. So
Hmm.
what I did was I started sleeping early.
Okay.
I just came, ate, and after 1 hour, I slept around 8, 9. By
Okay.
9, I used to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and uh, I woke up at 3 continuously for a year,
Okay.
and I from 3 to around 7 I used to practice, and then I
Wonderful.
used to go work then, and then I came back. So these kind of things you have to do. I mean, there's no one single prescription kind of thing. You have to, I mean, maneuver and customize as per your constraints.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
so that second, that would be that, and third would be to, I mean, we when we start doing something or preparing for something, we normally what we do is I used to look at videos how to prepare and this and that, right?
Okay.
I think for a certain amount of time it is good.
Mm.
I mean, a video like this, you can watch this video for one time, two time, pick out your nuggets, and just move on and start preparing. I mean, it feels to our brain that by watching videos we are doing something,
Mm.
but it is not actually. We are just
Sure.
passing our time. So start doing rather than just watching.
Sure. I'm so happy to hear that about your timetable. And I'm sure the youngsters are going to find it difficult to wake up at 3. But I must tell you that this is the secret to the success. Studying for 4 hours
Yeah, of course.
continuously, maintaining that consistency, maintaining your mental well being and the strength for studying for 4 hours daily in the morning, I think is one of
Yeah.
the best key to your success. Lovely.
Yeah.
Before we move forward, I also wanted to understand, were you clear that you wanted to do your course from India and not from abroad?
Yeah, basically, I was not clear actually. I wanted to go to, uh, I wanted to go to definitely not US, but
Okay.
UK, Singapore, and
Mhm.
even some schools in Europe and Canada.
Okay.
Uh, so I listed out some universities which are one of the best universities like Oxford, Cambridge, Warwick University, even London Business School.
Okay.
However, looking at the economic situation, right?
Okay.
So there were two major factors, three major factors actually.
Sure.
So my sister is already in US, and my parents are here. So I did not want to go. I mean, leave my parents and go there because there has to be somebody.
Sure.
look after them. So, I mean, emotionally, not physically, but emotionally, you have to be here, right? So, second would be the market situation I analyzed was not very good
Okay.
compared to what was happening in India.
Okay.
I mean, it's still like that only. The current market situation in UK is not comparatively really bad
Okay.
compared to India.
Okay.
And third would be I do not come from a technical background, right? I am not from a IT background or specific technology. So, and I was going for an MBA. So what happens is that when you go into an outside culture, being a technical guy helps because
Okay.
you do not have to factor in the culture. I mean, you do not have to face the clients and you do not have to work into a setup where you have to maneuver through a new alien culture, right? Foreign culture. I was coming from a non-technical background where client relationship was the most important thing.
Okay.
And doing an MBA and going into a very different culture where you will have to learn through uh, through client interaction and all. I thought it would be very difficult for me to go into a new culture and being a non-technical guy and maneuver through that. And
Mm.
abilities were also limited. uh, I talked to my some of my friends. They said that for a non-technical guy, the opportunities to go into a top management is very limited because for 6 8 years 10 years you have worked in India, you are used to this work culture, and going there changing everything would be really hard. So that's why I chose to stay in India.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am so happy to hear that even today's generation children, they think so much about their parents. And I
Yeah, of
completely
course.
understand that yes, a lot of technicalities are needed, and you have to even review the economic situation, condition, and culture
Yes.
while you're
Yes.
thinking for anything abroad. And giving the situation currently, what is going on across the globe, you need to take a
Yeah.
conscious call.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that you opted for a course from India. Can you
Sure.
also guide the
Definitely.
viewers and students who are looking at the video, listening to the video, and learning from you the admission process in detail, especially with IIMs?
Yeah. Yeah. So I will explain about the 1 year MBA. 1 year MBA started in around 2006 7, I guess. So in IIM Calcutta, it started in 2006. It's been ours is 17th batch.
Okay.
So it's been quite a while. And if you look at one comment by director of IIM Ahmedabad, uh, she said that we are going to phase out the 2 year MBA,
Okay.
and 1 year MBA will only, I mean, they will run only 1 year MBA. So that might take time. However, we can understand where the academic world is going, right?
Sure.
And it can be a discussion for long as to what will be the future. However, Indian admission process for 1 year MBA is basically it's very easy. I mean,
Oh.
you have to give GRE or GMAT.
Mhm. Okay.
So GMAT is more common. People people are more aware with GMAT.
Okay.
You give your exam,
Mm-hmm.
get your test, right?
Mm-hmm.
Test score, and then the application process starts from July.
Okay.
Yeah. So it starts from July, goes till December. Uh,
Okay.
the application rounds. Mostly it happens in 3 rounds,
Mm-hmm.
right? So first round is in July, second round would be September, third round would be December.
Okay.
So you apply with an essay. Mostly, I'm Calcutta and Bangalore are
Okay.
asks for an SOP.
Okay.
So statement of purpose, as
Mm-hmm.
in why would you do you want to? I mean, what you can write whatever you want to in a professional sense, of course.
Okay.
Like uh, why you are doing this MBA, and why am Calcutta, and why should I we select you. So uh, this would be your SOP,
Okay.
and I'm Ahmedabad asked for essays. So they'll give you 3 questions and you have to write an essay for 500 words. And then submit your application with SOP and these. And then they'll call you for an interview if your profile is selected. And then you give your interview. And then after 2-3 weeks, they'll put out the result.
Okay. So when you talk about the essay part or the writing part, were you already practicing that before? I mean, you were already having the habit of writing and articulating what you really think about, or a student really have to, can ad hocly appear for such essays or stuff like that?
I think it's very difficult. I think
Okay.
what you think uh, what you think is very very large, and what you can write into words is really smaller.
Okay.
And even so, what you can speak is I mean even smaller. So to put it down in words is very difficult from what I found. However, I had a habit of reading and writing. I
Okay.
used to write something every day, kind of thing. So it really helped me to put down it into words. However, I found it very difficult as to what to write.
Sure.
So that clarity was not there. So I took help from some consulting agencies,
Okay.
which help you through the essay and application processes.
Okay.
So they helped me to get a viewpoint as to what colleges demand,
Okay.
right? So uh, I wrote down the essays, and they just nudged me to the right direction as to this thing is not feasible, this thing would be not right, do this kind of thing. And this is how they consulted, and it really helped. And I was able to, complete all my essays in time.
Wonderful. So you mean to
Yeah,
say that the regular habit of writing and reading every day really helped you a lot, and you took some outside help to give you some direction? But now you're
yeah,
experienced enough to write that essay and you have already cleared that. Would you like to give a
yes,
suggestion to the students that what specific thing they should take care while they're writing the essay? If somebody already has a reading or a writing habit, something specific, something in particular they should keep in mind in order to clear that essay, the
yeah,
overall way of clearing that essay process.
yeah. So I'll tell you that with GMAT, you're expected to come with an experience, right? Minimum 5 years of experience. College's demand. IIM Ahmedabad asks for 4 years of experience. So you are expected to have a clear viewpoint on your career, at least short term, right? So that should reflect on your essays,
Okay.
that you have a clear mindset, what what choices you have taken till now, and why you have taken them, why you're choosing MBA from IIM Calcutta. Do you have that caliber to go through this rigorous academic, I mean, curriculum? So these kind of things you should reflect in those SOPs and essays.
Okay.
So that's for one. Second, it's very very personal. I think that everybody has done something. You
Sure.
should be able to express that in words, that
Mhm.
what you have done, what you have achieved. Search for how to write essays. There are plenty of materials there out there in internet to how to write essays. One thing I would suggest from my experience would be to have a clear view of transferable skills as to what kind of skills have you learned till now, and where in which industry, in which way you can use those skills. So create a story around those skills. So that would be a very clear cut anecdote.
Okay. Would you also like to guide us, our students, for the interview preparation?
Yeah. So interview was really tough for me because last time I faced interview was during my recruitment in bank. So it was a very, very different kind of, it was a functional interview. This was more of a behavioral interview where they analyzed my behavior, even depth of my knowledge, work experience, whether I had right temperament or not. So you will be judged on many parameters, right? And one thing I did wrong was I just practiced once with my friend and then went for an interview.
Okay, that's a good
Yeah,
role play activity you did before.
yeah. So that was really bad. I think you should not do that. You should practice for at least 5 to 10 times. You should be comfortable sitting in front of someone, and I mean to. I think uh, it is better to slow down and think before you speak than to just, blabber everything, right? And
Sure.
uh, if you lose the attention of the interviewer in during an interview, you lose the chances of getting.
Okay. So what is the duration of the interview there? And generally, how many questions are there?
So it depends actually. For Ahmedabad, my interview went for 15-20 minutes, and normally they have an extempo before the interview. So
Okay.
you'll have to pick a chit uh, that's there on the table, and then random topic. You will have to speak on random topic for 5 minutes. So after that, they'll counter question. You have to answer that, and then they'll move on to your essays and your CV. So I it went around 50, for 15, 20 minutes, 20 minutes
Okay.
for Ahmedabad.
Okay.
Uh, for this Calcutta, it went on for 50 minutes. So I just went there, sat, and one of the professor who is currently teaching me macroeconomics, he was there, and he started with very casual questions, and slowly he started countering me,
Okay.
and he wanted to go into. I mean, the questions were so that he wanted to go into let. I mean, he wanted to nudge me into a direction, right?
Okay.
And track me there.
Okay.
So so there are very a lot of nuances. I mean, when you appear for interview in colleges like IIM Calcutta, you'll get to know at what level people are operating, right?
Okay. Okay.
So in that way, it was really fascinating to me. It was difficult also, but
Okay.
it was really fascinating.
I'm sure it must be a panel interview.
Yeah, of course. Two professors were there and one alumnus.
Okay, okay. Now, I would definitely like to add what Mr. Shekhar is saying. Definitely role play and not just one time. I suggest all my students to practice it from past 6 months when you're preparing for GMAT, CAT, or GRE, because you will be used to that pattern of answering the panel, and that really helps. So your anxiety, your stress, your nervousness to see a panel, to witness a panel, and there you have to perform. That goes in 6 months of time. And when you practice that with the known and unknown people, it really helps you a lot. So tell me, Mr. Shekhar, how is your life at IIM's Calcutta now when you have already joined there?
Yeah. So in the beginning, it was really. I mean, I was really fascinated by the acads and how professors teach here, how teaching is really different here. But with time, I feel it's very hectic. I mean, it's good. Definitely, you will test your limits, but 1 year MBA is not a joke. It's very difficult. I mean, you will need that perseverance, and you definitely need that conviction to pass it. So it's really good. Classes, professors are. I mean, the best part of IIM Calcutta is the are one the professors who are really
Okay,
good. Second,
okay,
the analytical perspective of everything. I mean,
okay,
they teach here everything analytically. I mean, there is no sweeping statement of some kind, or
okay.
there's no insight of some kind. Everything is backed by evidence. Everything is backed by data.
Sure.
So this is one thing that I'm learning,
Okay,
and it's really good for me. People are I mean, people are so great here. My cohort, one person is an IES. Many are from PSUs, and one was a major in Indian Army. Uh, One was chief manager in Punjab National Bank. So
Okay,
one was a professional cricketer. So these kind of people, when you interact with, you learn a lot.
sure. How many
Their
people are there?
temperament, their worldview. Total, there are 77 people this time.
77, that's a big number. And the program
Yeah,
is known MBA only? MBA from IIM
yeah,
Calcutta. Okay,
yeah. It's MBEX, which
okay,
stands for MBA for executives.
okay.
So executives would be someone with some years of
Experience.
experience.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And when you say finance, is this executive program specifically taking people who has some background from finance or from varied background, PG program, UG program, people are joining here?
No, no. It's a general management
Okay,
MBA. So it's a general MBA. I mean, there's no specialization to it, right?
okay,
That it is an executive program for finance only. Those are different kind of programs.
okay,
This is a global international MBA,
okay,
so which is ranked in FT ranking, right?
okay,
So uh, y- uh, the college looks for diversity. I
okay.
mean, I got in because somewhere I was from PSU and I had an experience in entrepreneurship and some
Oh,
kind. Someone is
sure.
belong. Someone was working in Indian Army. Someone was in railways. So
Mm-hmm.
these kind of diversity adds to your chances of getting in.
Okay,
So it is a very different kind of course. I mean, I think it is a proper MBA, which will, I mean, which will take over very soon, the 2 years.
okay. Like in
Yeah.
general MBA or PGDBM program, generally students witness 2 months of internship as well or a project.
Yes,
Is this
yes.
program also backed by some industry exposure or collaborations?
Yeah, of course. Of course. We have speaker series, business conclave for Lattice. We do have 3 weeks of live project.
Okay,
However, one thing is that everyone is the reason that 2 years MBA or PGDBM program is is that very experience in corporate, right? And before getting into some companies, they need to have that experience. While ours is a batch which has minimum 5 years of experience, right? So getting an internship is not that fruitful. However, we do a live project for 3 weeks so that we can test waters before going into proper placements in this field.
sure. So is it in the second semester if the whole year is divided into 2 semesters?
So it's divided into terms.
Okay,
So the live project is in September, which is
okay,
fourth term. So it starts
okay,
from 4th September and
okay.
goes till 24th September.
Okay. So what are your plans for
Yeah,
September now? It's so near.
yeah. It's only year. So I'm there are sorry, there are many opportunities with our batch. However, I'll choose something with fintech because that's what I like to do.
Okay, okay. And
Yeah.
quickly let us know what are your plans post your MBA from IIM Calcutta?
Yeah. So one thing would be I would like to definitely work in India, definitely work in a company uh, where I can leverage my previous experience, that is
Oh,
credit.
sure.
Yeah. So I would like to work in a fintech where I
Okay,
can use my work experience
sure.
to smoothen the credit process of India. So in
Okay,
longer duration, I would like to change how credit works in India.
okay, okay. And
Yeah.
since you already have good experience, working experience, would you like to guide us, the viewers, the people who are freshers or beginners, that how they can really enter into the corporate world? Some tips for them to have a mark in the corporate world post this program. Maybe a message to your juniors.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, many people in this program come from corporate world, right? So this is basically a program where people come from junior management and middle management grade and
Okay.
go into senior management grade.
Okay.
So on an average, you can go into a C-suite or executive role within 5 to 10 years of completing this MBA.
Okay.
So this is an MBA which is more targeted towards making middle managers into a senior manager.
Senior management. Okay.
Yeah. So getting into a corporate is not. I mean, it's more of a 2-year MBA kind of thing.
Sure.
This is where this is a program where people come with some experience.
Okay. So a tip that before moving into IIM, especially the executive program, it is must to have some experience so that you can understand the nuances of such a serious.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely. I think an experience is a must. Yeah.
Sure. Mr. Shekhar, we are so thankful for being on our channel Leaders in Making. I'm sure our viewers are going to learn a lot from your journey. And I request all of you, if you have any questions from Mr. Shekhar, you can directly put it in the comment section below. And we are also going to post this video on our LinkedIn platform, Leaders in Making, so that you can connect with Mr. Shekhar directly. And I'm sure he will be kind and generous enough to address your queries. Thank you so much for coming on our channel. And we wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye-bye.